Hi, the topic is how to be highly effective, and I'm focusing on walk the walk. So, why not walk the walk? I was reading one day and I came across a powerful quotation by Marcus Garvey. He says that if you have no confidence in self, you are twice defeated in the race of life. With confidence, you've won the battle before you started. So as I was reading this, I was reading, and then my spirit reminded me that do we actually know that God has fought the whole battle even before we were born? So what we need to do is to walk the walk, because God has, fought the battle trillions of years before you were born. So why not follow God to walk that walk? So everything we are doing in life is possible, because before you were born, God has walked that walk. So why not follow and walk the walk? We saw an instance when Jesus Christ was walking on the sea, and he challenged the apostles, the 12 apostles, to walk along with him. So all of them were afraid. The only person that mustered courage was Peter. And when Peter started walking, fear caught on him. He started doubting, and then he started sinking. So what we don't know is, whatever you're going to be, God has already made you to be that. You need to walk that walk in confidence, because God has already made you God. Because God, you used to live inside of God before. So something that came out from God's heart has already walked that walk. Do you know who you are? You came out from the God's heart. So that's why you have to get confidence to follow your dream, to follow your vision, because you will definitely achieve it. Even when you are in difficult position, you should start jubilating. You see, it is when you are at the bottom, at the darkest time, that you realize that God is your light, and you start singing and praises. You start being happy, because the light is already shining the other side. So we are like a seed. A seed jubilates while it's inside the soil, because the atmosphere is already free. The light and atmosphere is already there. So you have to start preparing. You have to start, jubilating, singing, because nothing can stop you from achieving what God has planned for you. So as I'm saying this, I'm saying it to myself. That is the irony of making a video. Whatever you say out comes for you. So whatever you want to do, you've already achieved it, because God put that thought inside of you and created you and made you who you are. Look at Paul. Look at Paul, yes. When Paul was put in prison, he didn't stop preaching. He was still preaching in prison. He was still, jubilating. He was still doing everything. Reading sermon, preaching, doing great work, rejoicing. There was no quiet moment for him, because he knows he's already out of the prison. the same way we are. So whatever you're going to be, you should jubilate and rejoice because you're already there. What God expects us to walk the walk with him. The walk he had with Abraham. The walk Jesus Christ walked. The one he led with Moses. Because anything you conceive in your mind, God has already blessed you with that. And God has already walked that walk and came back and started you. So this is why you have to pay attention and have confidence in you. Confidence can only come from God, not from man. Confidence comes from the knowledge of God you have, the knowledge of Jesus Christ, the level of knowledge of Jesus Christ you have, the knowledge of God you have. That is where confidence comes from. Because God is not like a human being. Before God makes something, you see it, he had already walked it up and came back. So when he started, it's already finished. So whatever God wants you to do is already finished. You are the evidence that it's already finished. If I want to become a president, I'm already a president before I was born. If I would be a governor, I'm already a governor before I was born. If I want to be a senator, I'm already a senator before I was born. All I need is to be bold and walk the walk with God. Because in God, there is no impossibility. And man should not find anything impossible. With God, there is no impossibility. In God, there is no impossibility. And man should not have any possibility. Because everything is possible. Before you were created, you already passed the exam. All you need is to do your studies. And you'll pass. So that's the power of destiny. And the power only belongs to children of God. And it belongs to God. Whatever situation you are now, whether it's in a difficult position, whether it's in any situation, this is the time to jubilate. This is the time to rejoice. This is the time to be happy. Because on the other side, you've already succeeded. That is the power of imagination. I may be in darkness, but the Lord is my light. I may be in darkness, in difficulty now, but the Lord is my light. And that is why I'm rejoicing. And that is why the confidence is there. That is why Marcus Garvey says that if you have no confidence in self, you are twice defeated in the rest of life. So with confidence, you have won even before you started. They were able to interpret the natural law, the things most of us cannot conceive. For him to have made this statement, for him to have made this quote. So it is important. I'm taking time because I still have it. So it is important we understand this. First and foremost, you have to understand that God has made you God. The second thing you have to understand is that you came from the heart of God. So whatever God conceived about you has already been completed. It is completed in the other side. You might be learning about, you might be having hunger, you might not have anything to eat today, you might not be doing any well today. But you should rejoice. Because the other side, you are already fulfilled and completed. It's a matter of time. So all you need is to prepare. Because you've been crowned outside that environment. That is where the confidence comes from. So when you start doubting, that is where the problem lies. When you start allowing people to talk you out of your dream, that is where the problem lies. But you have to be bold and courageous, because at the other side, you've already achieved it. What God is asking you and I is to walk the walk. Because He has already walked it. Do you remember that Moses, according to, you see, Moses resembles God. Moses is like a form of God. The promised land had already been entered. But it was like Joshua who knew about it. When the 12 spies were asked to go and spy the place, 10 spies became afraid. They said they can't face this thing, that they were like grasshoppers. But Joshua and Caleb knew that the battle has already been won. All you need is to pass over it, because the Spirit of God is on the other side. The Spirit of God is on the other side waiting for you to come out. He is fully armed. You know, it's in its gadgets, in its armor, waiting for you to tell you that the battle is already won. So the battle is already won before you started. So why can't we walk the walk? The Spirit of God is waiting on the other side, asking you to walk the walk, waiting for you. The promised land was already taken millions of years before. It was demonstrated that Moses had already taken it, even though he didn't go in there. But he needed Joshua to continue. So the same thing within your vision. Your vision has already been taken over by God. Just God is waiting for you to walk the walk with Him. He has already done His own work. He's waiting for you to walk the walk. He's waiting for me to do my own work. So why not walk the walk? So in the time of difficulty, in the time of challenge, is the time you have to rejoice. Because a child of God must be faithful. Because everything God created is very faithful. From stars to the sun, to the water, to the ocean, to the mountain, to the lion, everything is faithful. So what are your values? Your values are where your faithfulness lies. Sometimes when people tell themselves, there is no difference between a lion and a mountain, or a lion and a star, or a lion and sea. There is no difference. The same thing, there is no difference between us and the mountain. There is no difference between us and the stars and the moon and the oceans and the mountain. So, walk the walk. Develop self-confidence, because at the other side, the battle has been won. I conclude, I might be in darkness. I might be in difficulty, but the Lord is my light. Thank you.